Alright, it's time to address the nose ring drama. So if you haven't seen my latest video where I made this new nose ring right here, people are essentially calling me every name under the sun because I had the rice adler on my jacket.
Ever since TikTok launched, we've seen some crazy lunatics, creeps, and delusional personalities emerge from the platform. We've covered the likes of Buddy Haynes, who used his short social media fame to interact with young girls, and Jupiter Hybrid, who used to believe he was a mix of werewolf and demon. There were also personalities like Anaconda Sin, who crossed all boundaries when talking about their own families and pets. One thing in common in almost all of these stories: TikTok. This platform, while famous for its addictive shorts and reels, often pushes out and encourages problematic creators who are just insane on another level. The subject of today's video, Felix Cipher, is another unnerving figure who enraged the internet with his delusional beliefs and violent theories. He was trending on X in 2023, and the whole internet wanted him canceled. But what did he do to deserve this hate? Well, he cosplayed a certain historical figure who is considered the most horrible human being to ever exist on this earth. The clip we showed you at the start of this video is just the tip of the iceberg. Felix posted a series of TikToks to his account in 2023, boasting that he was a reincarnated version of none other than Adolf Hitler. He also posted a few cosplays dressed head to toe as this German political figure, enraging the people and attracting unwanted hate towards him. And the fact that Felix is transgender makes the situation even more mind-numbing and utterly bizarre, because if you read the history, you must know that Hitler was homophobic and put countless homosexual men into concentration camps. Fortunately, Felix's TikTok account has been permanently banned, and all of his videos and comments have been erased from the platform. However, the impact of his problematic presence on social media still lingers. His actions affected numerous individuals and communities, leaving behind a trail of controversy and harm. In today's video, we'll take a deep dive into his troubling rise and fall. We'll explore how Felix initially gained traction on TikTok, became a viral meme, and ultimately faced well-deserved consequences for his actions. From his early content to the events that led to his cancellation, we'll break down every detail of this internet saga. Who is Felix Cipher? Felix Cipher is a 22-year-old American TikToker from Colorado. While not much is known about his early life, one notable detail is that he briefly attended an art school. However, his time there was incredibly short-lived, as he dropped out after just 2 weeks. According to Felix himself, the reason for his departure was his strong dislike for the people at the school. However, a few people on the internet dug up some of Felix's artwork, and to put it mildly, it was neither unique nor particularly creative. Given this, many speculated that the real reason he dropped out of art school wasn't because of his disdain for his classmates, but rather his own incompetence and lack of genuine artistic talent. It's also worth mentioning that Adolf Hitler himself once aspired to be a professional artist. He applied for admission to the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna not just once, but twice, only to be rejected both times due to the lack of artistic competence in his work. This eerie similarity between Felix and the real Hitler did not go unnoticed by internet users. Many pointed out that Felix's self-proclaimed artistic aspirations, combined with his obsession with Nazi ideology, made the comparison even more unsettling. Apparently, Felix was not only interested in arts, but he also proclaimed himself to be a fantasy fiction writer. As of now, he has written 9 young adult and fantasy fiction books, mainly focusing on mythical creatures. His work can be viewed on Goodreads and Amazon, but we would like to warn you that he had written an entire synopsis of his books in the description, and you can't understand a single word. Both of his books have not managed to gain even 2 stars in all these years, and we know the reason. If you go to Goodreads and search out his books, Angels of Hell and Heaven's Demons, you'll find hundreds of reviews that just say, "Avoid this author. He is a Nazi and thinks he is Adolf Hitler." He published his first book in 2017 and the second in 2023, just before joining TikTok and posting some explosive videos. Did we mention that Felix also had a peculiar interest in snakes? Well, he owned numerous pet snakes and showed them off in his videos during the initial days of his TikTok career. In fact, when he first started making TikToks, the majority of his content was focused on showing these peculiar snakes and his day-to-day life.
Confrontation is my worst nightmare. Are you there?
For a while, nobody suspected that he was a gone case as his content was pretty clean. It is surprising that even with his subpar and non-exciting content, he managed to gain thousands of followers in a matter of months. This newfound success on the platform made him a little bit reckless, and he started to upload frequent outfit checks. And this is when all hell broke loose. Felix's outfit check trend quickly took a dark turn. For those unfamiliar with the trend, it's a common way for TikTok users to showcase their outfits in creative or stylish ways. At first glance, it seems like Felix was simply engaging with his audience and pushing out harmless content. However, upon closer inspection, his outfit choices appeared far from ordinary. In February 2023, Felix began posting a series of TikToks where his outfits bore an uncanny resemblance to Adolf Hitler's attire. Initially, people were confused, unsure if it was intentional or just a bizarre coincidence. But as he continued posting similar videos, it became evident that he was deliberately dressing like the infamous dictator. His hairstyle, mustache, and even his posture all mimicked Hitler's distinct look. While all of the original videos from Felix's account are now deleted, some screenshots and reposted videos showcase his terrible and unnerving cosplays.
Back with you, fully undressed, no truth. It was that fire. Oh, fire. I love everything you do. When you calm me down for the stupid shit I do, wanna run back with you. Korean bats now to let I letting go, letting go. Telling you things you already know. I explode, asking you where you want us to go. You've been riding to healers all your life. It's not like I'm asking to be your wife.
What troubled people the most about his outfit was his uniform, which eerily resembled the M36 uniform worn by German soldiers in 1936. Not only that, he also had an embroidered insignia on his jacket that looked like the German imperial eagle or the Reichsadler. This specific sign or pin was worn by German people when their country was under Nazi rule. All these details, along with the disturbing uniform and the odd nose ring, made it clear that Felix was deliberately trying to mimic Hitler. And, to be honest, he was not very subtle about it. Everything from his uniform to his terrible haircut screamed who he was trying to look like. And as expected, his foul attempt to cosplay Hitler did not go unnoticed by the internet. People soon began to realize what he was trying to do and started calling him out. The photo where he was showing off his new nose ring attracted the most attention, and this nose ring greatly resembled the mustache of Adolf Hitler. We can all agree on how disturbing this picture appears. The insignia, the haircut, the gray uniform, and the mustache-like nose ring, all of this is too much of a coincidence. Many people on TikTok and X started calling Felix out and began confronting him about his problematic outfit checks. Instead of feeling remorse for his actions and apologizing to the world for his dumb mistake, he chose to make a TikTok video claiming that he was the reincarnated version of this cruel German political figure. Felix's claims in this video are beyond absurd and disturbing. Addressing the controversy surrounding his nose ring and the Reichsadler symbol, he made the shocking statement that he was deeply connected to his past life and believed he was the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler. He went on to describe a bizarre dream he had at the age of 5, in which he allegedly witnessed himself his own life as the original Hitler. According to Felix, this dream was proof that he had been reborn as the infamous dictator. To make matters even more unsettling, he pointed to a mark on his forehead, insisting that it was the very spot where he shot himself in his past life.
Alright, it's time to address the nose ring drama. So if you haven't seen my latest video where I made this new nose ring right here, people are essentially calling me every name under the sun because I had the Reichsadler on my jacket. So I need to tell you guys a little something about me. And you can call me crazy, you can call me whatever you'd like, any name under the sun. But I'm very in tune with my past and my past lives and lifetimes that I've lived before this one. My last life just so happened to be a very infamous one. Me offing myself was one of the first memories I had from that lifetime. It came to me when I was 5 in my nightmares. You can see right where I shot myself too. That and just so many other things throughout my life have connected me to my past. And you can go say, oh, go get on your meds again, you nutter. I've been on so many meds and none of them have changed what I saw when I was 5.
Can we all take a moment to process what we just heard? Felix in this video did not only sound delusional, but also appeared mentally unstable. He himself claimed that he had taken various medications to help his situation, but none of them helped him forget the dream he had as a child. Well, medications don't work like that. They can't help you forget something or erase a memory. They'll just help you process it. After this video was posted, the public outrage was insane. All over TikTok and Twitter, Felix Cipher was trending for all the wrong reasons. This video received millions of views and was reposted and shared numerous times. While some people were taking his bizarre claims as a joke, others argued about the potential harm his statements would cause over the internet.
This is Felix Cipher right there. I feel like that's gonna get me demonetized just to fit itself. What is that? Felix Cipher, if you ever heard of this person, is someone who believes in their heart of hearts that they is the reincarnation of that one guy from Germany, I don't know, around the 1940s, the one called Hitler. Yeah, the one who didn't make it to art school, that guy. I'm pretty sure the guy's trans. Pretty sure he's a trans man or trans mask. That's crazy. Imagine me and Hitler, right? Someone who, I don't know if you know this, destroyed and killed and massacred gay people, trans people. That was one of the first targets. That'd be crazy. Use a man to implement this, you die. You fight in this war. You do all these things. You massacre millions of people. You kill yourself because it's too late, you know? It's over. You wake up.
As making memes is the general response to any controversy on the internet, many people mocked Felix using clips from the epic rap battles of history.
Don't be racist.
I am Adolf Hitler, command of the Third Reich!
Twitter, on the other hand, took Felix's statements pretty seriously and played a part in hyping up the controversy, as for a day or two, this guy was trending on the platform. One ex-user wrote, "Some dude got called out on TikTok for wearing a Third Reich medal, and in response, he made a video coming out as the literal reincarnation of Hitler in front of his squishmallows. You cannot make this up." There were tweets after tweets of people calling Felix out for his delusional beliefs and terrible statements. However, despite the backlash and the severity of Felix's statements, TikTok did not ban his account, but pushed his content to the front page so that everyone could see him. One Reddit user claimed that despite not being interested in the drama, they were pushed down the Felix Cipher rabbit hole against their will. Apparently, at the peak of this controversy, the stitches related to this deranged TikToker were on everybody's For You page. The Reddit user wrote, "Has anyone else been forced down the Felix Cipher rabbit hole against their will? This guy literally actually claims to be the reincarnation of Hitler, and stitches of his unhinged content are now half my FYP." So when the world was busy calling Felix out for his deranged and pathetic behavior, TikTok was busy pushing his content to the front page. These videos and pictures of Felix went viral so much that they got the attention of an actual Holocaust survivor. Lev and Julie Gray are two content creators on TikTok who have a following of nearly 500,000 people. Their account and content are focused on teaching people about the Holocaust and spreading awareness about anti-Semitism. So Gideon is an old man who was put into a concentration camp in Therenstadt. Here is a man who actually suffered at the hands of this German politician. So we can assume how Felix's deranged videos must have affected him. In response to Felix's pathetic behavior, Gideon posted a duet on his account, reacting to the cosplay of Felix. The video was simple in nature. Gideon recorded himself side by side with Felix, merely nodding in disappointment at his problematic outfit. The caption on the video said, "Your cosplay is not cute. Grow up."
I made a new nose ring.
The way you drop makes me wanna pop.
Thousands of people rallied behind Gideon after this video, agreeing that Felix's outfit choices were deeply unsettling and offensive. The overwhelming response from viewers highlighted how blatantly inappropriate Felix's actions were, and many called for him to be held accountable. However, what truly sent shockwaves through the internet was Felix's own response to the video. Instead of acknowledging the concerns or offering an apology, he doubled down in the comments section with an utterly mind-boggling statement. His words were so outrageous that they left people stunned, further proving just how disconnected from reality he truly was. So he commented on the video of Giddens saying, "Haha, it's me. Sorry my man had you in a cample, pal, but I'm back for a reason." He actually said that! This bizarre and nonsensical statement makes it clear that Felix is not right in the head and requires serious medical help. No one in their right state of mind would claim that they're the reincarnation of Hitler and then go into the comments section of a Holocaust survivor and comment like this. Giddens also responded to this comment in an extremely polite and calculated way, saying, "Felix, I sincerely hope you receive the help you need ASAP." Julie Gray, the partner of Giddens, also responded to the controversy by writing a blog post in the Times of Israel. She highlighted the fact that due to the rise in anti-Semitism in the US, people like Felix must be taken seriously. We also found out through this article that there were rumors about Felix being autistic and bipolar. But does his mental condition give him the excuse to behave the way he did? There are millions of people around the world who live with autism and bipolar disorder, yet they don't go online bragging about the reincarnation of Hitler. Instead, they seek support and work towards bettering themselves. In fact, countless individuals who also struggle with these conditions spoke out against Felix, making it clear that they do not claim him at all. At the peak of this controversy, a Facebook group was also made to discuss Felix's antics. While we can't locate this group on Facebook, a Reddit user shared that a person posted on this group claiming they knew Felix for a long time. The Reddit user discussed that Felix had acted deranged his whole life, and he had been in and out of mental health facilities multiple times. Apparently, Felix's family also knew about his problematic attitude and his crazy infatuation with Hitler. This is what the Redditor said. Apparently, he's been really unhinged for a long time, according to someone on Facebook who's known him for a long time. They said he's been violent before. His parents have known a lot of this for years, and he's even been infatuated with Hitler for years. They also said he's been in and out of facilities multiple times, and seemingly worse every time. I think his mom's a lawyer, too. A few people also reached out to Felix's family, particularly his mother, in an attempt to inform her about his contentious behavior online. According to a Reddit user, they managed to speak with Felix's mom, who claimed she was completely unaware of her son's online presence. However, others discovered that Felix's mother and grandmother had previously liked his cosplay videos on TikTok, suggesting that they might not have been as uninformed as they claimed. During their conversation, the Reddit user also learned that Felix's mother had blocked him from social media after his videos went viral, possibly as a way to distance herself from the backlash. "I talked to the mom. Most of the convos going around are with me. She pretended like she didn't know, but she knew since at least January 6th, liking all his Hitler cosplays, etc. She's a lawyer and unfriended him on Facebook to protect her job." Felix also once revealed on Tumblr that his mom was also a reincarnated version of Hitler's mom. Like it makes any sense. Amidst all this backlash, Felix was also doxxed as his personal information, including his email address and phone number, got leaked online. While canceling Felix was extremely necessary, doxing him and leaking his personal information online was a malicious act that should not have been done. Doxing is a serious issue and a blatant violation of personal security that can have severe mental and emotional consequences. So despite Felix's deranged attitude, doxing him was completely unacceptable. At the time this controversy broke out, Felix was working at Joe's. A lot of people also contacted his employer, telling them about the controversy and sending them videos of his problematic behavior. As expected, his employer informed the concerned people that Felix had been sacked from his job due to his extremely controversial online attitude. At this point, people were trying to find out as much as they could about Felix, as this was the key to getting him canceled. While his TikTok account is now deleted, some of his old archived posts give us a clear insight into his twisted mindset. He shared some posts on TikTok, revealing his disturbing ideologies. He touched on sensitive topics like eugenics, claiming that the world would be better off without most sectors of humanity.
Without me fair the thought was I don't even talk. Why not? Then get it that toss it down torque it's been texted down towards the tongue torque towards that the box back towards the one towards the box towards to me and to me take it touch it on
So this is what the picture says. Eugenics can actually optimize our species. What does that mean? What is he trying to imply here? For those who are unaware of the concept of eugenics, here's how Britannica describes it. Eugenics, the selection of desirable heritable characteristics in order to improve future generations, typically in reference to humans. So this philosophy originated from Darwin and was later twisted and adopted by none other than Hitler to justify the extermination of entire races. In the 1930s, Nazis weaponized this ideology to legitimize their horrifying policies of involuntary sterilization and mass murder, aiming to eliminate so-called undesirable traits from the human race. They believed in creating a so-called pure society by systematically targeting and eradicating marginalized groups, which led to one of the darkest chapters in human history. This is an appalling and utterly monstrous philosophy that should never be discussed lightly on the internet. Spreading or glorifying such ideas is not only dangerous, but also deeply disrespectful to the millions of innocent lives lost due to such extremist beliefs. And the most terrible and disgusting thing of all, many people over the internet claim that Felix is actually half Jewish, while he himself never admitted this fact. Someone allegedly reached out to his mom, and she expressed that she was extremely hurt by Felix's actions because she was also a Russian Jew. There were also speculations about Felix being transsexual. Many people claimed that he shared this information with his audience on both of his TikTok accounts. For a person to claim he's transsexual and believe they are the reincarnation of Hitler is extremely odd. These two thoughts don't fit together at all. Thanks to all the backlash and a few notable people who spoke out against Felix, his TikTok accounts got taken down or he deleted them himself. For a while, he disappeared off the face of the earth, but unfortunately returned with another account and an extremely unnerving TikTok video. In this TikTok video, Felix apologized to the Holocaust survivor on whose video he shamelessly commented, but pressed that he still believed that he was the reincarnation of Hitler.
I think it's about time that I come back and say something now. First things first, I wanted to make a quick apology to just one person, and that is the Holocaust survivor who I made a very unsavory comment towards when I was first going viral. I was rather in shock at what was happening, and I was not thinking too clearly. So when I made that comment, it shouldn't have come out that way. I shouldn't have said that to him, so I'm sorry to get in. The next thing that I wanted to say was I have been in treatment for about 3 months now since I was gone. It was for depression, anxiety, and after a suicide attempt, they sent me here. If anyone cares to know, I'm doing a lot better now, so yay for me. However, I do want to just let people know that my views on myself, my past self, whatever, everything that made me blow up in the first place, that hasn't really changed. I don't really predict it changing, honestly. Just it's affected me for so long.
We have covered many lolcows who issued apologies after being horrendous on the internet, but Felix's apology is by far the most terrible one. It's evident that he does not give a dime about what people say because he truly believes he is the reincarnation of this German dictator. Unlike other internet figures who at least attempt to feign remorse or accountability, Felix showed no genuine concern for the backlash he received. Instead, his apology felt more like a poorly executed attempt to pacify his critics while doubling down on his delusions. Rather than acknowledging the harm his statements and actions have caused, Felix tried to act like a victim by saying that he left social media involuntarily. He rambled about how he still believed in his past life while showing no intention whatsoever to change. Interestingly, around the time Felix made a comeback on TikTok, his ex also started posting a few TikToks, revealing how toxic and emotionally manipulative Felix was in their 2 years of relationship. According to this person, Felix was problematic from the start of their relationship, but unfortunately he did not know about this weird and crazy obsession of Felix. He revealed that as the year passed, Felix started disclosing his fetishes and manipulating him to stay in the relationship. These revelations are not new, as we all already figured out that Felix is a mentally ill, highly unstable individual who definitely needs medical help. But there are a few things that Felix's ex said that will just numb your brain. So according to Felix's ex, while he was confessing to him that he was the reincarnation of Hitler, he made him touch the mark on his forehead. Interestingly, while doing so, he kept crying the whole time and called his ex Ava. For those who don't know who Ava was, she was the spouse of Adolf Hitler. This information makes it clear that Felix is delusional to the point of no return. At some point during their relationship, Felix's ex claimed that he also threatened to kill himself. What made Felix's personality even more absurd and incomprehensible was the discovery of a Spotify playlist under Felix's name. This peculiar playlist revealed that Felix had an egg-laying kink. Yes, you heard that right, an egg-laying kink. As if Felix's obsession with Hitler and his unhinged rants weren't disturbing enough. This revelation left the internet baffled. People were already struggling to comprehend Felix's disturbing beliefs and erratic behavior, but discovering this playlist added a whole new layer of absurdity to his personality. Many speculated that this kink was just another manifestation of his already warped mindset, while others simply found it too bizarre to process. Ultimately, the existence of this playlist further solidified the fact that Felix Cipher was not just another edgy internet troll, but someone deeply lost in his own delusions and fetishes.
Are you fucking kidding me? I think my favorite one in this one is Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears.
For those who don't know what an egg-laying kink is, here is how the Urban Dictionary describes it. A kink that involves laying eggs into someone, usually involving aliens, bugs, tentacles, etc., and can be seen occasionally in hentai. There is a large amount of art involving it on Tumblr, and is commonly associated with the inflation kink. And what's even more unnerving is the fact that someone on Tumblr found an account on an adult website under the name of Hissing Wolf. If you go on Tumblr and search Hissing Wolf, you'll end up with numerous posts referencing Felix Cipher. Apparently, before Felix joined TikTok and became a disgrace, he was quite active on Tumblr under the alias @HissingWolf. There are posts of him promoting his book, Heroes of Medaria, and also a few posts discussing his trans identity, but at the same time disagreeing with trans ideologies. Before he blew up on TikTok, people on Tumblr did not actually like him and called him TERF. So where is Felix Cipher now? As far as we know, the account he created to post his apology video also got banned a short while later, and he has not returned to social media since then. To be honest, it's likely that a lot of things Felix said came from a highly delusional space. He was not telling a lie when he said he was the reincarnation of Hitler, because there's a high chance he believed it to be true. But again, being mentally unfit does not allow him to ramble whatever he wants on the internet, as these kinds of statements can do serious emotional harm. Felix Cipher's story is a prime example of how delusion, unchecked narcissism, and an unhealthy obsession with historical figures can lead to complete internet infamy. What started as bizarre outfit checks and cryptic TikTok videos quickly spiraled into a disturbing display of self-proclaimed reincarnation, offensive ideologies, and deeply unsettling behaviors. Instead of taking responsibility for his actions and receiving help, Felix doubled down on his beliefs, making absurd claims that only further alienated him from the public. His unapologetic attitude, combined with his blatant disregard for the harm he caused, cemented his place as one of the most controversial figures in recent internet history. Though his TikTok account has been banned, the damage he inflicted will not be forgotten anytime soon. Felix Cipher serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked online behavior, and his downfall highlights the power of collective accountability in calling out individuals who promote harmful ideologies. That's it for today. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and tell us what you think about Felix Cipher in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.